is here. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Claire.
Let's start in the US, where the new head of General Motors has some tough questions to answer on Capitol Hill.
Yeah, she certainly did. Mary Barra was called to a congressional committee to account for GM's response to a fault in its cars that led to at least 13 deaths. She said she was deeply sorry the company hadn't acted faster to recall the 2.6 million vehicles affected. During the hearing, it emerged the faulty switch that caused the problem could have been replaced for less than $1. Kate Moody has the story.
GM's chief executive in the hot seat on Capitol Hill. Mary Barra was replying to questions over the firm's 10-year delay in responding to a safety problem in its small car program.
Sitting here today, I cannot tell you why it took so long for a safety defect to be announced for this program, but I can tell you we will find out.
Lawmakers are investigating why General Motors apparently took no action after first learning of a problem with faulty ignition switches in 2001. If bumped, the switches could turn off without notice, shutting off the engine and disabling power brakes and airbags.
A spring inside the switch, a piece that cost pennies, failed to provide enough force, causing the switch to turn off when the car went over a bump.
The firm finally recalled 2.6 million vehicles in February, but the problem has been blamed for at least 13 deaths. Barra described claims that the problem was ignored because it would have cost too much to fix as disturbing.
That is not the way we do business in today's GM. If we know there is a defect on our vehicles, we do not look at the cost associated with it. We look at the speed in which we can fix the issue.
She offered an apology to victims' families who'd gathered on Capitol Hill to hear her testimony, assuring them that things would be different under her watch.
To Germany next, where pilots at Lufthansa have begun a 3-day strike over pay. 3,800 flights have been cancelled at the airline over the action, which is the most disruptive in the company's history. The pilots have been in talks with Lufthansa for 2 years over issues including the right to early retirement at 55. In all, over 400,000 passengers will be affected by the strike. The company says it's open to new talks, but unions say they haven't seen a negotiable offer in all the time they've been discussing the issues.
Of course, we understand the frustration that we are causing for passengers. We don't want to affect passengers, but rather the employers. But unfortunately, it's only possible to strike in the cockpit. So in order to reach the employers, unfortunately, passengers have to suffer.
So let's take a look at the market, Stephen.
Yeah, well, the Asian market's been boosted today by the positive lead they got from Wall Street overnight. We saw the S&P 500 in New York hitting record highs today in Asia. You can see the Nikkei up 1.6%. This as the weak yen helping to boost shares there. Things in China too helped by the news. The official industry survey from the government had shown improvement in March after hitting an 8-month low in February. Shanghai and Hong Kong both in the green.
OK, turning to companies news now, starting with more accusations of banks rigging foreign exchange rates.
Yeah, something we've been hearing a lot about recently. 12 investment funds have begun legal action against a group of banks, including France's BNP Paribas, over the manipulation of the currency market. They say the lenders conspired to fix exchange rates via instant messaging and chat rooms. Authorities in countries including the UK and the US have been investigating claims of manipulation in the currency markets for months now. At least 20 traders have been suspended or fired over the inquiries. Google is set to be heavily implicated in the latest court battle between Apple and Samsung. On the opening day of hearings in California, Samsung's lawyers said Google's Android operating system was at the heart of the litigation. Apple seeking $2 billion in damages from Samsung over what it claims are breaches of patents on certain iPhone features. And after its success in France, the British retailer Marks & Spencer is to open 250 new stores internationally over the next 3 years. The expansion will include 30 new food outlets in Paris, as well as plans for stores in other French cities. The company says its French operations, relaunched in 2011, will take in more than €60 million this year.
And finally, a breakfast battle in the United States that's gotten quite personal, Stephen.
Yeah, this is the fast food chain Taco Bell, which have kind of entered into this very competitive breakfast market in the US in recent weeks. They launched a new early morning menu targeting business mostly from McDonald's, which is the big player in that sector. It's led to some interesting exchange of advertisements, including some fans that Taco Bell managed to recruit of their new menu. Let's take a listen.
I am Ronald McDonald.
I'm Ronald McDonald Jr., and this is Ronald McDonald III.
My name is Ronald McDonald.
So Taco Bell managed to recruit 25 real-life Ronald McDonalds for their advertisement. McDonald's has fought back by offering free cups of coffee in exchange to try and win back those consumers that might be tempted, including people named Ronald McDonald. They also posted this ad online showing Ronald McDonald's feet, very distinctive as you can see, petting a chihuahua, which is important because that used to be the symbol of Taco Bell in the United States. Their caption for the picture was, "Imitation is the highest form of flattery."
And of course, it's all probably bad for you, Stephen.
True, but making us very hungry on the business desk this morning.
Stephen Carroll, thank you very much for that roundup of the business news. Now it's time to take a look at what's grabbing headlines here in France. Florence Villeminot joins us as well. Hi.